The MP and government minister, the immigration minister indeed, Robert Jenrick, has said that Boris is unwise to recommend his father for a knighthood. Well, he's absolutely right, but wisdom has never been one of the features of Boris's behaviour, and I hardly think he's likely to pay attention to a junior minister, no matter how bumptious he may be on the television screens. Anybody in that position is likely to be perceived by Boris as a rival rather than as a source of information. So Stanley Johnson, who has been a Conservative member of the European Parliament and has also worked at the World Bank and the European Commission. He's written a number of books. He's a very affable and charming man. In fact, I spent the last election with him and his daughter. His daughter wasn't so pleasant, but Stanley was an absolute delight. Does he deserve a knighthood? I suspect he probably deserves a peerage for putting up with his son Boris, Alexander. But should he get one? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In that sense, Robert Jenrick is quite correct. But would Boris listen to that sort of advice? Absolutely not. And as for the tardiness in applying the honours list that Boris has produced, this 100-strong honour list that outstrips what Mrs. May produced, what David Cameron produced, certainly what Liz Truss produced, though we may find some lingering honours from Liz Truss's days, 33 days or so. We may well find they pop up, particularly when it comes to... In fact, what I would strongly suggest is as the election approaches, these two honours, two resignation honours are going to be used to stack up the House of Lords with members of the House of Commons who are not likely to get their seat or who lose their seat. I suspect that's probably a very good reason why there's a delay, because otherwise there is no reason for the delay. But should they be awarded honours in the resignation list? No. No. In fact, most of them shouldn't be there. Boris was, frankly, a bit of a disgrace, and Liz Truss was definitely a disgrace. And I think, frankly, so was Mrs. May. And at the end of his tenure, David Cameron too. David Cameron took us into the European referendum with a promise to sort it out and then ducked out after the result came out. He should have stayed on. That was his duty. He launched the major problems. The major problems have been in dithering leadership in the Conservative Party, together with a failure in opposition. That basically means a crumbling of the parliamentary system.